This video is for educational purposes and aims to analyze the psychology of criminal behavior. Viewer discretion is advised. Have you ever wondered what drives a person to commit heinous acts of violence? Edmund Kemper, infamously known as the co-ed killer, provides a chilling case study into the mind of a serial killer. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches tall with an IQ of 145, Kemper's imposing presence and intellect masked a deeply troubled psyche. Between 1964 and 1973, he murdered 10 people, including his grandparents, his mother, and 6 young women. Understanding the psychological factors that contributed to Kemper's actions offers profound insights into the complexities of human behavior and the development of violent tendencies. Edmund Emil Kemper, the third, was born on December 18th, 1948, in Burbank, California. His childhood was marked by instability and emotional turmoil. His parents divorced when he was 9, leading to a strained relationship with his mother, Clarnell Strandberg. Clarnell, described as domineering and emotionally abusive, frequently belittled and humiliated him, exacerbating his feelings of inadequacy and resentment. She forced him to sleep in a locked basement, fearing he might harm his sisters, further isolating him and deepening his anger. These formative years laid the groundwork for the psychological struggles that would later define his life. As a child, Kemper exhibited disturbing behaviors that foreshadowed his later crimes. He decapitated his sister's dolls and engaged in acts of animal cruelty, such as burying the family cat alive and later killing another with a knife. These early signs of aggression and lack of empathy are often associated with the McDonald triad, a pattern of behaviors linked to future violent tendencies. Kemper's actions indicated a profound disconnect from societal norms, and yet they were largely ignored or dismissed by those around him. At the age of 15, Kemper committed his first murders. In an argument with his grandmother, he shot her and then killed his grandfather when he returned home, later claiming he didn't want his grandfather to discover what had happened. After the killings, Kemper calmly called his mother and waited for the police. This calculated behavior suggested an unsettling level of self-awareness, even at a young age. Diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, he was sent to Atascadero State Hospital, a maximum security facility for mentally ill convicts. This marked the beginning of his complex relationship with mental health professionals. During his time at Atascadero, Kemper's intelligence and manipulative abilities became evident. He gained the trust of his psychiatrists, who eventually recommended his release at 21. Believing he was rehabilitated, Kemper later admitted that he had learned from other offenders during his incarceration and had refined his manipulative skills using his charm and intellect to appear harmless. The decision to release him would prove catastrophic as he returned to a life filled with resentment and rage, particularly directed at his mother. After his release, Kemper moved back in with his mother in Santa Cruz, California. Clarnell worked at the University of California and continued her pattern of emotional abuse, belittling Kemper and reigniting his deep-seated anger. Their volatile relationship became a central theme in Kemper's psychological profile, with many experts believing that his crimes were an extension of his unresolved hatred toward her. Kemper himself later stated that all of his murders were in some way acts of vengeance against his mother. Between 1972 and 1973, Kemper began targeting young female hitchhikers, a crime spree that would earn him the moniker co-ed killer. Using his non-threatening demeanor, he gained the trust of his victims before driving them to secluded areas. There, he would kill them, often taking their bodies back to his home for acts of dismemberment and necrophilia. His methodical approach and ability to blend into society allowed him to evade suspicion for months. In interviews, Kemper revealed that these acts gave him a sense of control and power he felt deprived of in his everyday life. Kemper's final murders were those of his mother and her friend. In a chilling escalation of his violence, he bludgeoned his mother to death with a hammer, decapitated her, and performed acts of desecration with her head. He then killed her friend to create a cover story. But instead of fleeing, Kemper drove to Colorado and called the police from a phone booth, confessing to the murders. This act of surrender marked the end of his killing spree and the beginning of a psychological examination that continues to intrigue experts. Psychologists who have studied Kemper's case point to his tumultuous relationship with his mother as a critical factor in his violent behavior. The constant belittlement and emotional abuse he endured likely fostered deep-seated anger and resentment, which he later projected onto his victims. Kemper himself acknowledged the role his mother played in shaping his actions, stating that killing her was his ultimate goal. By eliminating her, he believed he could finally silence the source of his pain. Kemper's high intelligence and manipulative nature were also pivotal in his ability to evade detection. He successfully deceived mental health professionals into believing he was rehabilitated and used his charm to mask his true intentions during his killing spree. These traits highlight the dangerous combination of intelligence and psychopathy, which allowed Kemper to operate undetected for so long. The combination of early exposure to violence, emotional neglect, and inherent personality traits created a perfect storm, culminating in Kemper's actions. His case underscores the importance of early intervention and comprehensive mental health assessments in identifying and addressing potential warning signs. Experts argue that had Kemper received more effective treatment during his youth, his violent tendencies might have been mitigated. Edmund Kemper's story serves as a haunting reminder of the complexities of the human mind and the factors that can lead to unimaginable acts of violence. His life and actions have been extensively analyzed in criminal psychology, providing valuable insights into the intersection of nature and nurture in the development of violent behavior. By examining his psychological profile, we gain a deeper understanding of the importance of addressing mental health issues and the profound impact of early life experiences on behavior. As we reflect on Kemper's life and actions, one question remains. How can society better identify and address the warning signs in individuals to prevent such atrocities in the future?